But I also heard that the game has commenced, so let's jump on in. Let's not waste any time. Of course, we had that double OT extravaganza on train, but that's done and dusted. It did, of course, bleed into this game a little bit, but let's get into it. Perfect Storm, full wrap all the way onto the back of B site. Jinzo looking to lock in, but only able to find that single pick. One each so far for those fallen members. But LOOKINGFORORG shifting their way in from cave side. Fog. Looking a little lost in the sauce, just trying to make a read. Good timing after the contact. Knows one player's position, but not quite the ramp member. And Fog going to be wrapping, looking, but not quite tapping heads. It's Askin doing all the asking. And he's going to be locking it in. Kit. And Fog gets the job done. Plenty of time to get the defuse off. And let's have a look-see. On the board, LOOKINGFORORG getting the job done to kick this game off. I like that approach from Perfect Storm, though. They went, they did the El Clasico in through Red Room, all the way, big flank B. It usually depends on which angle you get that first pick. But yeah, starting to thin out the B members. They did really well to go on site, get the plant down. But with all 5 members of Perfect Storm dying, we were talking about, the changes to the economy with that recent update. You're going to see the flow-on effects here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 M4s in play and still, decent utility, all things considered. So that's going to be one of the biggest changes you'll see for the CT economy coming in after a plant. Perfect Storm, they're opting for util and the SMGs instead of just getting those glils on board. Oh, force through Donut is looking pretty good. 1 for 1. Ends up being what we're playing with here. One Lion forced towards that back of default. Fog able to snatch one away over towards that Donut area. And Perfect Storm kind of pushed into a very odd position. Fog, head ripped off. Boxes. Oh, unfortunately, 1 bullet off, finishing both of them. But Aless, you can see he's very standoffish. No real read on the 2 remaining CTs. And Dacia Blue going to be going for a late wrap out elbow. Makes noise in the process and draws the attention away from the Donut member. But Alice now kind of in the perfect spot to win this round, but unfortunately peeks into the crosshair of One Lion. That time, of course, against him. And it is going to be LOOKINGFORORG doubling down to kick off the game. 2-0. Perfect Storm. Let me just have a quick look again. Perfect Storm is the majority Romanian team. We got Barum. So Barum is maybe Spanish, maybe Romanian. I guess we'll find out later. But he's in Challenger. He's 3.6k elo, almost 3.7k. And Fog on the other side of things, also 3.6k elo. So keep your eyes on these individuals. In terms of highest kills, though, Sebison? Mate, he's 24 average. 24 average? That's crazy. Not this game so far, though. Unfortunately, rounds like that. Getting his head ripped off. Again, though, doing it right back there with the dig. Lovely little peek. Doxers. Now down in the dust. And Jinzo as well. Nice advantageous angle towards elbow. Fog spots that shadow. Wants the upgrade. And will be able to get his mitts onto the M4. Him and Askin teaming up to almost get that job done. Jinzo barely alive. And Askin as well. Still there on the off angle on ramp. Happy to lock down the line. 3 for him. 5-0. A solid start to this best of 1. And everyone's having a chat. Askin with the insta elbow. Remember this lineup from 2nd spawn or 4th spawn, depending on, are you going left to right or right to left? We got what? Deep Cave, insta red smoke coming through from Perfect Storm. You can see that they kind of want to engage and maybe fight for that heaven control, but the CTs, they want to brawl for lane. They're coming straight through, inflicting pain. And that'll be that 4-man crunch. CTs getting the job done in a fantastic manner. And you're going to see a little bit more of that, I would expect, throughout the following rounds. The best defense is a good offense, I've heard. Regroup coming over towards B main. Flash forward to put Fog back on the line. At low, they're tucked in the corner. Incend burnt to buy some time. And that clock just constantly ticking down. Ooh, mollies, HEs, going bloody everywhere. Jinzo deleted, and Perfect Storm may just be right back into this one, but Fog are going to be looking to stop the cross. Headshot found by Alice. And Dacia, incredibly fortunate to be alive on 3 points of health, tucked away on the backside of sight. Flash to maybe buy some space. But the T's looking to get aggressive. Got Alice playing right in that smoke, looking for a timing. Doxer's going so loud with Askin as well, just hunting with the AWP. Oh, they had no idea he could be so pushed up in the cutout. And the retake successful. Looking for Org. 4 rounds. Flawless so far on the CT side. You say flawless. Look, you look at the economy after all said and done, and it's not necessarily in the best way. You got 3 players that got to fully reinvest. So we'll see what the flow-on effect is from here. Yeah, Heaven Molly invested. But no one getting too big for their boots just yet. Looking for Org, not aggressive. Perfect Storm, not really taking space, expecting Looking for Org to be continuing to push the point. So they're the small adjustments you're seeing. No flash to go back for the lane control. It's going to have to be full contact from Perfect Storm. Red smoke out of Dacia Blue. And one lion. Ooh, good timing on the smoke break. Gets the jump peak for info, but no damage. On to Perfect Storm's way. Jinso just constantly jiggling, making sure no one can sneak through towards red. We'll swap spots with Askin. And mid has been left open with the B site getting reinforced. 30 on the clock. Perfect Storm looking to go all in. 2 mollies, couple of bangers, a couple of smokes even, no bangers. And Alice going to draw attention towards that A site, but that util's all been thrown. Askin with the trade, and he knows that there's no one else over here. 20 seconds, you can't take the bomb back to A now. You got to make your way out. Fog drawing attention away from Doxers, who's not able to activate. Oh, and the bomb just barely getting across the site. Fog has to fight with the secondary, and it's not looking like the best round, unfortunately, for that B hold. One Lion going to be able to lock onto the traces through that smoke. Barham out of it. We're in a familiar position. Again, stuck at default. Sebison out in the open. Going to be spammed on down. We're down to the 1v1 again. 9 points of health. Bomb planted for Ramp if he can get to the cutout, which he has done successfully, and that time is ticking away. One flash, and he can play this one down. Just wait 3 or 4 seconds before peeking, but goes instantly and finds the pick. See you later, One Lion. And everyone's dead? Oh, not quite. Perfect Storm. finding their first round. And again, you know, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but in possibly the worst way possible. You know, you got the plant, that's great, but you've only got one alive at the end of it. So you look at the money after the repurchase, and you've got 2 Galils to get util, you've got a Mac 10 to get util, and you've only got 2 AKs. That being said, there has been a lot of close rounds, so that round one has kind of cracked that CT economy, which is something we were talking about before. Chat, how you doing? Do we have anyone different watching? We got some EU main enjoyers for ESEA League. Hey, anyone out there? Let me know. Let me know when that catches up. Oh. Okay. Deep molly at red. And Jinzo catches a nasty timing. Beautiful flash from Askin to try and set that one up. And he's going to have a couple of chances at some shots himself. It's looking kind of crispy with that deagle, but just couldn't land it on the noggin. And it is going to be perfect storm. Getting through all these CTs. One Lion had an angle there, but won't find it. And it's well played for a second there. Perfect storm. Not allowing LOOKINGFORORG to run too far ahead of the curve. Okay, aggression at mid. Flashes aplenty and perfect storm going super aggressive. Smoking off donut, forcing the CT readjustment. I like that. Little nifty maneuver. Doxers allowing the boost up. With that smoke clearing under him, Fog finds that head eventually, but in comes Pop, in comes the retake. It's Alice going forward and again to snatch another through that smoke spam. 2v3, man advantage for LOOKINGFORORG. And Askin hasn't heard a thing yet, so he will see the readjustment as perfect storm. Look to find some control of the cave. But all they'll find is Askin's scope. Again, 10 and 4. If you would put your money on anyone right now, it's probably this individual to win a clutch like this. A little bit too much to ask at this level. Askin, solid round out of him. Lovely ending. And that 3-round lead is looking pretty good. No one finding the majority for the half just yet. It is still early days. Perfect Storm going to be able to buy up into this one after a clean anti-eco. Again with a pop flash at the ready. Looking to punish the cave player. Fog ready, dodges the flash and finds one. But the spacing too good, and Sebison going to have some solid cave control already. So advanced up, has that shadow advantage on the site player, but not expecting doxers. And the trade game for both these teams has been phenomenal. But the B site now locked in, spacing from the CTs. Damn good. Odd short locks in another. It's like constantly we're seeing looking for Org hit him with that 1-2 punch. You have one person take the contact, second person happily just getting the job done. Ask him with the insta this time, which is successful, mind you. No missed smokes over here. And we are going to see 5 of the Perfect Storm members looking to pop this B site. 2 on site, 1 at cave. They've got the players in the right position to hold here for looking for Org, and that HE has just done 200 damage. There is no world where Perfect Storm should be winning this round. No one's looking at the back of site. Attention drawn. Doxers with the double. And we're down to the 3v2. There is space to plant, but the bomb has been thrown on site. Baron wants long control. And Darcy are going to be tasked with getting the package down. Planted for long. Spam is there. Not enough damage to deny the plant. And Baron, he wants to go forward, but knows that overstepping his boundaries could cost them the round. Fog on the flank gets it done. And looking for Org. Beautiful hold. Beautiful retake. You know, especially with the level of CS that we're seeing from both these teams. You know, I'm kind of getting impressed by everything that's been going down. Oh, was this alternate attacks before they're looking for Org? Is that what's going down? Is that why I'm reading that in chat? Unlucky, mate. Bring him back. Bring him back. Storm Cell, hello. How you doing, mate? I am not multiple people, though. This time it is just me. I am solo. We do these casts alone. And you are my co-caster, chat. Welcome. All right, what have we got cooking into the 10th here? Perfect Storm. 2 towards mid, 2 towards main, 1 towards the B site. But not committing to the mid pop. Good CTU till. Even flashed back in by Askin, who has left that A site early. Perfect Storm. Slow contact in from main. Sebison hoping for a peek, but we know no one's there. Timing of the insend is pretty bloody good. Dacia forced back. Jinzo should have heard the tick. Oh, and even through the flames going to be able to find a little bit more damage. Askin, nasty double. But the third one is a bit too much of an ask. One Lion looking to stop that pop, and he's going to do just that. Final bullet of the clip as well, going to be landed on the head of Barum. And Perfect Storm cannot get away with a damn thing. Looking for Org. Actually looking so damn good right now. 8-2. And with the way that this game's going up against, what, another force or half buy or mixed bag of whatever we get, certainly could be a 10-2 half for the CTs. Perfect Storm just kind of looking like a punching bag right now. Again, just going to go for, you know, rifles and a faster approach straight through the mollies. There's the opening. Extinguish comes through, and Fog has a big job to do, which he'll find 2. And I think that will just about do it. Askin, oh, quick flick to bring it back to that 3v2 re-peak, thanks to the molly. And it's Baron to connect, but no more for him. Swift retake. Everyone across to the B site as fast as humanly possible. Lovely hold to buy the time for that to happen. And looking for Org, they just know what to do, when to do it. And we got a floating M4. There you go. Okay, that was a new one. Haven't seen that for a hot minute. I remember seeing a floating AWP in CSGO that one time where I was casting Train and it was just suspended in the air, like at the same sort of level Heaven would be at. It was really weird. Anyway, we're in CS2 now. And we still got that kind of fun thing happening. Cracked on the mid smoke, no T's there to find. But Barum going to go for a solo mission towards the top of the B ramp. Oh, knows he's got that isolated one and will beat the smoke and beat Doxers. Drawing attention away, you can see this rotation instantly coming out of Jinzo all the way to CT already, and it's just one Lion now with a 1v4 ahead of him, who's spotted the boost, now has info on many members. Incen looking to split the wickets, but all T's go through, and they'll find themselves the A site. So again, it's going to be an attempt on the retake. Jinzo sliding a nasty shot all the way through CT to keep the numbers strong. There goes the bomb on the ground. And again, in a 1v3, cannot get the job done. Beautifully played. Every time it looks like Perfect Storm might have been doing something right. LOOKINGFORORG are just shooting back so much better. Like, they just feel like such sharp individuals. I don't know how to put it into words. Like, I think it was Sebison who had 24 average. Mate, that is not looking too good. He's getting the nerves of being on the mainstream. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, all right? Yes, chat, you exist. I get to acknowledge you. Okay. You are the community. This is to highlight players and the community. That's what ESEA is all about. You know, fostering a strong competitive scene. And speaking of, Crossfire is a good way to do that. Perfect Storm looking to turn the narrative on its head. Jinzo and One Lion, though, going to be doing their best to try and retake control of the cave here. But the bomb is going to be down in between a rough position. And there is two Julies to get past. Make it one remaining. Barum forced back. Here's the ring of that Glock. But the CT's swarming on this position. And the USPs finish off well. Perfect Storm going to be able to find themselves a third round with the pistol. But it's a very steep hill for them to climb. Instant cave, instant red. But not drawing too much attention away from lane. Oh, my lord. Those HEs looked like they should have done a bit more damage, landing straight on the heads of LFO. Perfect Storm going to be rocking... What's this? Double cave setup. They seem to be aware. Sound cues heard. ESEA, the trade game's only good for one. And just like that, the low buy doing huge damage onto the CTs. Again, too low to want to go for the repeat. And Jinzo on 8 points of health. Going to be able to land a nasty shot, rather. And they double swing again. Who was left last alive low, thanks to that 1D. Oh my god. LFO do it again. Didn't matter if they lost the pistol. They just force it in. They feel like they're the better team. And the scoreline is telling that story. Perfect Storm about to start screaming out mercy. Insta-red there. LFO. Thought they might have been looking for the mid control. But it's A that they're after. And Perfect Storm have sent 4 players for an A stack. One boosted, one temple to draw attention away. But that's after Barum's dropped his shots. You can see no one wanted the bait, so everyone's kind of, you know, shown their hand. And it didn't matter anyway because LFO are tearing through them. Entering through every little bit that they needed to. And it's ESEA Blue hoping that he can maybe get himself an exit here, which he will. Okay, not quite retrievable. Hang on. He hits 2 1Ds like that. We think, okay, maybe there's a world. You can create an argument. But there will be no arguments in court today. Perfect Storm, guilty as charged. getting sent to jail after this one. LFO, someone pick this team up. My lord. Askin. Nice little insta lineup. Throw that in your strat book if you didn't know it. Look at that little crack. Step to the side. And we're going to see a faster approach towards the B site. Perfect Storm again going to be bringing the numbers to this party. Jinzo not ready for the swing. And Perfect Storm finally finding themselves a man advantage. But can they continue it? It seems like they can. AK's at heaven to retrieve. Askin going to be stuck towards B main, but these rifles are going to keep on ringing. You can never count them out. What was that? 4v2 turned around just like that. Barham quite low, just looking to draw attention away from Alice in the cubby. Oh, and he's going to be left last alive. Trade game not there. Askin. Respecting the smoke. Letting it fade and hoping to play the timing game. Alice Jiggaline will be finished off eventually. 13-3. Perfect Storm. It looked good for a second, but they just couldn't get it back. They couldn't get it out of bloody